Can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
Barbershop conversations, man. Almost forgot to push the button to start the show. What's up, Keno? What's up, Roha? How you say it? Mr. Jones, excuse me, Dana Jones. Ern, Birdman, Demetrius, man, I appreciate y'all coming through. And without further ado, what is Lincoln going to do? No, Lincoln, what are you going to do? Without further ado, the award-winning most beautiful woman in the girl in the world, Kennedy Lenny Jean Hawthorne. That's great. That's great, Lincoln. That's great. No, that's great. The other way was it? Good. You gotta look at that. Kennedy Lenny Jean Hawthorne with the curtsy. And coming next to the stage, the gentleman, Lincoln Curtis Gerald Hawthorne, ladies and gentlemen. Lincoln Curtis Gerald Hawthorne, ladies and gentlemen. Hawthorne. Perfect. Oh, we good. I appreciate you. Just got to move it over and we good. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. All right. Peace. Peace. Love y'all. Hey, man, I appreciate you, Brandon. Main event. Appreciate y'all coming through, man. And yeah, man, it's an interesting time, man. It's an interesting time. I'll wait. I'll wait for like 15 minutes to play the audio. But as I've been telling y'all, everyone's been running around on the lying and telling the truth and half truths and 100% lies, 75% lies. Well, in the barbershop, I've been telling y'all for a year now. I've been called a hater, and I told you this day was coming. I told you summer 2022 was going to be a hell of a summer. And I'll tell you guys now, I thought Tank was going to leave in summer of 2022. And it happened a little bit later. That's why I said it was going to be a big summer, but everything is out now. You know what I mean? Everything is out, and it's up to the PBC fighters as to what they want to do. You know, it's on them. The information's out there. I think Adrian Broner done cracked the code. Al Haymon will not pursue you legally if you decide to go elsewhere because he can't handle. I don't even think financially he can handle a case. You know, I mean, I don't think he can put that money elsewhere at this point. You understand what I'm saying? So, I did a video earlier. Today is Juneteenth. You guys are free. Today is Juneteenth. PBC, today is Juneteenth. Oh, they hate my guts over there now, man. They hate my guts. But you know what I mean? The truth is the truth. And they love me when I went after Eddie. They love me when I went after Bob. They love me when I went after Oscar, but now they hate me. You know, back then they loved me, but now they hate me. Let's do the remix to that song. Back then they used to love me, but now they hate me. Back then they used to love me, but now they hate me. Back then they used to love me, but now they hate me. Yeah, we gotta. Yeah, back then. Yeah, I'm hot now. Oh, we can't get a fight like J-Rock, Jared Hurd too. You know, Jared Hurd needs that get back for sure. Charlo Harrison 3. But the reason why those fights didn't happen was because Al didn't have the money. You know, Devin and Gary should have been happened. I think. I don't know if Bob would do that fight with all those fighters at 135 and potentially 140 because that means he's not giving his fighter a paycheck. You know what I mean? Yeah, you better. Oh, the LTPC is jealous. They not jealous, man. They just wrong. That's all. They just wrong. And I do believe now. I'm not gonna sit here. I do believe there are people who are jealous of Blue Blood and his newfound success, and he deserves it. And it is what it is. And I think we need to get out of the way. It's been a lot of hidden messages and jealousy. And today, because Kennedy was sick today, I had a chance to comb through some channels, man. Man, y'all are so lost, man. As I mentioned, the other ones, we got Ego, Money Brown. I had a chance to listen to what you call it today for 10 to 15 minutes. Everything Boxing, way off, so off base. What else? Damn, man. Fanon. And damn, I can't think of no one else. But when Kyle come in here, he'll refresh my memory because I can't remember all these channels. But those are the ones that I heard. I don't know of any ones else that I've heard, but they so far off base, man. And yeah, maybe we get Farmer versus Bay on the. That's a good co-main event for a big fight. That's a really good co-main event. But the truth is, as I told you guys, Al Haymon did not want this fight at all. And I told you he was going to lie. And, well, shall we use the word filibus? I haven't listened to BFTB, but I saw his titles. Yeah, he's off base as well. You know, I haven't listened to him because I can't listen to him in the car. That's what, because he curses a lot. And that's his style. He should keep on cursing. But at 3 o'clock, 2:30, I'm in the car with the kids. So I'm watching like the pivot, you know, stuff like that, or I'm listening to a book or something like that. So I've had a chance to listen to him in a minute. But I saw his titles, and thank you for reminding. Yeah, he's been off. He's been off. And more importantly, Steven Espinosa has been lying to y'all motherfuckers. What are we going to do about that this weekend in Arizona? I'm challenging every media member that's in Arizona. See, now you're going to see now. Yeah. yeah. Am I welcome? Yes or no? Appreciate you, Jerry. Hey, now we're going to find out who's the real journalist, or are they fans with YouTube channels? Because now you really, really got to ask Steven Espinosa. Tomorrow is a great time to ask him. It's not a lot of traffic. It won't be a lot of people. It's a press conference on Thursday. They have the final press conference. So obviously you can go get your clicks with Jake Paul. You'll have your 10 minutes with Jake Paul, but you also going to have 10 minutes with Steven Espinosa tomorrow. Who's going to man up and deliberately, intentionally ask little Steven these questions? Because he's lied. Steven Espinosa has publicly lied to the people. November 19th is still a date. How the hell is November 19th is still a date? And wait till y'all hear this audio. Wait till y'all hear this audio. I know many of y'all have saw my video, and I stand by this claim. I stand on what I said. When I say I stand on it, 100% unequivocally, I stand on what I say. Terrence Crawford is not afraid. Earl Spence is not afraid. It's Al Haymon. Al Haymon and Steven Espinosa has been lying, not telling the truth, fibbing. And when y'all hear this audio, y'all gonna know. You can hear Earl Spence genuinely wants to fight, and you can also hear how he's playing tennis with both of them. It's very obvious. What's up? Welcome, Black Bless 365. Your birthday's in a couple months. And I'm here to tell the truth. And I think that's why I get a great level of respect, because I don't go off an emotional tangent. I tell the truth. And Al Haymon has deprived us of this fight. And as important as depriving the fans this fight, the generational wealth that could have been generated, the compound interest on the popularity from this fight. Do you understand how big this fight is from a sports fan? Do you know the compound interest Earl Spence would have garnished from this fight and the promotion of this fight? And the same thing for Terrence Crawford. Do you guys understand that? Yeah, it's a Super Bowl of boxing. Thank you for that word. It's a Super Bowl of boxing. And it's not necessarily how many people will buy the fight, but there's 500,000 people that's ultimately invested in this fight. Ultimately invested in this fight. There's 1 million people invested in this fight because there's 1 million homes. I'm not saying they will buy the pay-per-view, but there's 1 million homes that are 100% interested in this fight. You got friends that'll come together and buy the fight, but Al Haymon has literally fucked the sport up. Fucked it up royally. Destroyed it. He's destroying it. Destroying it. Yeah, imagine Derek James and Bo Mack on the DS. It's beautiful to see. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. You know, Bo Mack knows the big man jokes are coming. You know what I mean? He knows. He's ready for it. You know, they're going to talk their shit, you know? Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford know they're not afraid of each other. And this is why it is so stupid that these fans are like, oh, one ducked the other one. You think Terrence Crawford got to the age of 35? Do you think he got to the age of 35 not to get this $10 or $15 million? I don't know. I'm just guesstimating. You think he come this far not to pick up that check? Man, get the hell out of here, man. What type of, man, listen, what type of crack are we on? Both of these fighters wanted the fight. And I'm privy to a lot of information, man. And I share with you guys as much as I can without giving away my sources, because I can never give away my sources. If Jesus knocked on my door and said, I'll if you tell me your sources, you can go to heaven. Well, I'm giving up my sources. But outside of Jesus knocking on my door and inviting me and making a deal for me to go to heaven, I'm not giving up my sources. I will not, cannot, I won't do it. And so everyone is all this time has had sources. I have had the source. I'm probably the Arnold journalist that has heard Al Haymon's voice in the past 6 months. I'm the only one. Yeah, that would be me. Al Haymon massages our melanin with lies. You know, he is such a comforting liar. Like, he doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't argue. He doesn't disagree with you. He forwards the conversation to the end of the conversation. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he forwards. You ever been on the phone with a person who's just telling you information and then they hang up? That's Al Haymon. You know, he's just a very forward conversation. It's not anecdotal. It's not, you know, it's just very forward. So he's destroying the sport of boxing. And now he's in a conundrum because these fighters are not fighting. And I'm here to tell these fighters, you're free. Al Haymon will not get in front of another fighter going somewhere else because he can't afford it. He can't afford to make this mistake. No. He done made his money. Remember, not only was Al Haymon your manager, he's not an advisor, man. I'm just telling you, he's not. Yeah, it's independent black journal. Said Unique Don. What's up, Ma? Not only is he the manager, but him and Ryan Caldwell are in charge of that not over $900 million they got from Waddell and Reed. So when he say he's not paying y'all, he's paying himself. Kind of like Jay Morrison did with that $11 million he got from the people. Yeah, man. I'm gonna play this audio for us so we can hear it. It's obviously it's gonna be big news by the morning. You know what I mean? And someone sent it to my DM. And but oh yeah, let me pull it up real quick. I'm sorry. Okay, let's copy this. It's gonna be big news.
Yeah.
Wait, can y'all hear it?
Not much tonight.
Oh no, I gotta invite Booba. I called him, he didn't answer the phone. He's busy.
Cool. Just came back from Disneyland a year ago for my kid's birthday. You know what? Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah. What are you talking about? He just said, I guess Crawford don't really understand what's going on. He asked a question, and I guess he don't really trust his attorney, so he wants to talk to Al personally. And
wait, he said, I apologize. See, this is the web of lies from Al Haymon. Terrence Crawford don't trust his attorney who's going into a unfamiliar business endeavor, excuse me. It's a lie. It's a fucking lie. It's a lie. Terrence Crawford can still call Al Haymon, but once you release your lawyer, it is illegal to talk to Terrence Crawford. I'm going to repeat it. If I have I've never dealt with this in this manner. Listen to what I'm saying. I've dealt with it on the property side because sometimes I get mad at my real estate agent and I jump in front of the real estate agent and I call the seller, or if I'm the buyer, I'll call the seller. Okay. And this happened to me on the properties I bought this year because I had the same real estate agent. And so I said, fuck it, I'll take care of it, man. I can't call the other real estate agent. It's illegal. So I'm willing to bet if a lawyer is on the case, the lawyer cannot talk to the client. It's illegal. So it's a flat out lie. It's illegal. Why would you maintain illegal? What's the point of hiring a lawyer? Do you understand what I'm saying? Anyways, shall we continue?
ask questions about what's going on and this and that. So I don't know, but he said he should be getting it wrapped up shortly. So yeah, no, man, we getting killed on media. Yeah.
Yeah, he said he get killed on social media. That alone tells me he wants to fight. The fact that he said I'm getting killed on social media, one, he respects the fans enough to pay attention, and two, he wants to fight. So all this shit, Earl Spence. See what we have is an emotional men and women. What are we looking for? You what? It's probably in the living room or in the dining room, or it's not. All right, so I didn't want to curse while the kids ran in here. So where was I? Okay, one, he cares about the fans, and two, He wants to fight. And the same can and that's exactly what I said. Earl needs to talk to Bud, and Bud needs to talk to Earl. Derek James needs to talk to Bomac. Bomac needs to talk to Derek James. Forget all this internet. This is a life-changing fight. As Earl Spence said, it's about legacy. So we can put this to bed. All right. If there is a YouTuber, saying that either one of these fighters are afraid, super chat them and call them a liar. You know what I mean? Because this audio proves that everything that I've been saying has been true. And Earl Spence nor Terrence Crawford is afraid of one of them. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just play it from the beginning and y'all can watch it, and I'll shut up so y'all can get the full thing of it. Okay, I'll shut up.
Not much, cooling. Just came back from Disneyland a year ago for my kid's birthday. You said what? Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah. What are you talking about? He just said, I guess Crawford don't really understand what's going on. He asked a question, and I guess he don't really trust his attorney, so he want to talk to Al personally and ask questions about what's going on and this and that. So I don't know what he said. He should be getting it wrapped up shortly. So yeah, no, man, I've been getting killed on media. Yeah. Everybody talking about I went and go. I'm like, I ain't got time for it. Like, I know what's going on. I'm thinking hopefully we can do it in January.
January, guys.
That's the only fight out there for me. So
it's the only fight out there for me.
Yeah, I'm not fighting Thurman. So.
I'm not fighting Thurman.
That's out the window. Yeah. I already told her that. I said, nah, it's fast me. I'm not fighting him. There's no fight I want. That's the most money. That's the legacy fight. That's it right there. That really decides who's the best in boxing. Me or him. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you talking about Terrence? Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just say he just think he got a lot more he got a lot more questions with him than he did with Bob. Yeah. He said he asked him, like you asked, Bob all these questions. Yeah. Everybody expert on social media. Everybody got all the answers.
Everybody got all the answers.
I just want to get it done, signed, and so everybody get off my back.
I respect that, Earl. I respect that.
I got some shit to get off my chest too, so yeah, you got a lot of people like Bomac and other people in his ears, so.
Yeah, Earl want this fight, dog.
You don't have no.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Go ahead, Kyle.
What's going on, Big Fred? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man.
Feeling great, man. Just had the debate, man. It was cool.
Debate with who?
With Smoke on Knockout Channel. Remember I was telling you about it?
Oh, you should have told me. You should have sent me the link. But go ahead. We'll talk about that in a second. People want to hear your response to the audio.
Well, for me, I just think the PBC was dragging their feet. It's like if I ask, hey, I don't trust this lawyer, let me talk to Al. Al should have just hit him right away, figured it out, got with him, right? But but also, like I said, man, everybody is in trouble here. Everybody getting a whooping. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, if you feel like Al not getting to you fast enough, you got Earl Spence's number. Call him. Yo, Earl, man, I'm trying to fight with what's going on. But see, the thing about it is when you got so many people talking for you all out there, then
I would agree.
There's too many people talking for you, bro. You gotta don't say nothing. Nobody say nothing. Let me call Earl. Let me see what Earl got going on. But all that, he was telling too much of the business, you know what I'm saying? Which, you know, he ain't never been in this position before that had to talk about the business. It was pretty much cut and dry. So there's a lot of things, there's a lot of moving parts. That's why I said everybody has fault. The only person that's free and clear of this is Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? He's the only person that's clear of any.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
Because he's not. He's in a position to whereas y'all handle it. I'm the fighter. He's always done it like that. It's always been done like that. So he's done nothing different. There's nothing different that he had to do. So that's why I said he's the only one that's out of the question of being, you know, in the middle of anything, because I felt like if anything, he's the only one that's been done wrong in this whole situation. Like, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for Showtime, PBC, right? I feel bad for Earl Spence, you know, because Earl wants this fight, because Earl needs this fight. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's who I feel bad for more than anything. It's Earl Spence.
Yeah, you can say you feel bad for Earl Spence because like you said, he's the only one. He's only done business in that manner, right? And all his fights have been in-house. He's never went out and had to go fight a fighter. So it makes sense for him to say, well, Fred is crazy. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. And I'm just going to lean on Al because he's never let me down. And there's an emotional attachment to Al to a lot of these fighters because he helped them at the top of their career or in a space in their career when it was it was very impactful. And I can respect that. Now this is 2022, and those impactful moments are memory, and it depends on how you value it. And you can still respect Al Haymon and move forward. You can still respect Al Haymon and go take care of your business, you know. And
now,
go ahead.
Now I would say this though, Fred.
Yes.
You play sports. You play basketball. Were you ever the best player on the team?
Yeah.
So
I was the most important.
What I'll say is,
or not the. You get what I'm saying? Like I was.
Yeah, I got you. So that's the difference, though, because how my coach treated me is different from how he'll treat you. I'm just a man on the bench. I'm 20-20, man. I'm up by 20, down by 20. I got in the game. So the level of attentiveness is not gonna be the same for me as it is for you. Right. So when Alonzo Coleman, when he's in the game, is get him the ball, shut the fuck up, and get out the way. Right. When I'm in the game, it's nigga play defense, get a steal, and pass the ball to Alonzo Coleman to get the fuck out the way. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the difference, right? So I think that right now we're going through the phase of like, give Earl Spence the ball, and get the fuck out the way. You know what I'm saying? So they wanted Crawford to give Earl Spence the ball and get the fuck out the way, but he was like, hell no. I'm shooting this shit like Carlton. Remember Carlton was like, man, fuck that. And he threw the fucking shot from half court. That's where we at. So I think that's what it was.
Yeah. And to compound this, now it's official. Steven Espinoza is the biggest liar in boxing. He's worse than Eddie Hearn because I'm going to tell you why. These fighters have trusted Steven Espinoza for a long time. I've seen it with my own eye. Yeah, it was a horrible analogy, but I get where he was going. And
how is it? See, the thing about it, because they never played basketball, so they don't understand that analogy. You played basketball, you played sports, so you already know. A coach is going to treat the best player differently than he's going to treat the regular ass player. But go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. So Steven Espinoza has been lying publicly to these fighters. Insanely. You understand what I'm saying? And now we're at a position where now he has to come out and tell the truth. I mean, well, the truth is so apparent. But like I said, when he was on Tay Jones, and he said, "Oh, me and Al Haymon, we don't have no bad blood." Well, you're not making fights together. That's all we care about. I don't care if you go to dinner. I just want a fight schedule. You understand? So, and I want things that lead to one another. Like I am literally 25% of my interest in the Lomachenko fight this weekend is the post-fight press conference. Literally. Will Devin get into the ring? Is the date already set? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like at PBC, we don't get that at all. Rarely do we get that. And I think that's the side of the game that PBC is missing. Infrastructure. A lead to B lead to C. You know, and now PBC fighters are in a precarious position where now this little YouTuber like me has been right for a year. I've been called that. This coon, this hater has been 100% right. And it's very apparent that Al Haymon is a liar. He's a 100% unequivocal liar. And these PBC fighters must accept that October 27th, 2022, Al Haymon is a liar. And that's just where we're at with it, Kyle.
Yeah. I mean, I really think that two things could be true, though.
Okay, I'm listening.
You know what I'm saying? That the reason why this fight isn't happening is because Showtime and PBC aren't getting along.
Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum don't get along. They make fights when they have. They just made a fight. The biggest fight in the history, the biggest card in the women's boxing history. So we got Anthony. This Anthony? I think this Anthony changed his name. What's up, Ant?
What's going on, Fred? What's up, Cal?
What up?
Fred, you doing it again, man. You why is it only one person that you want to blame it, put the blame on? I keep asking you that question because it's so many people involved in it, man. But it's like, I mean, it is almost like some of these guys are saying, like you just trying to bring down Al Haymon, like you really got this grudge against him, man. Because it sounds so personal coming from you. Is it? Is it personal?
That has nothing to do with the information we have at hand.
It sounds pretty personal. I'm not the only one that hears it.
Regardless of what you said, all I'm saying is deal with the facts that we have at hand. It's no need for us to go back and forth on the subjective. So might as well just deal.
I'll say this. What's the date on that recording?
Well, whatever. I would say within the last 30 days because I remember him. I watch all the Earl Spence stories, so
that's a big window for it because the date they start talking about a different date. What was that? Maybe about 2 weeks ago, maybe.
No, it was longer than 2 weeks ago.
When they first started talking about taking it out to 2023, that was about 2 weeks ago. When I first heard it on TB, the boxing voice.
Boxing voice?
TBV. Yeah. And this recording, like this, somebody, it was a couple people had this recording earlier today before you put your video out with it, and they were talking about it.
I believe it.
But I mean, I think you need a little more than that. You need a date, some kind of stamp, time date, time stamp to try to make to push your narrative about about the it was never going to be a fight in 2022 because that's not enough as you know just the way you have it right now.
I would say it was probably late September.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
About 30 days ago, I would say. Because I remember him at Disneyland. I remember him at Disneyland. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you kind of have a stamp just depending on when he went to.
Yeah.
When he went to Disney, because he was just.
Well, I thought he was at Disney World. I didn't know he was at Disneyland. Because if he was at Disneyland, I would have called him and invited him over for dinner or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. You know, could be true. You could be right that there's
could be right. Yeah, you're listening.
There were never any intentions for November, or you know, it just got too close to that time, and they started trying to, you know, see if they could push it back so they could have more time to promote it. You know, either way, I mean, if it happened early 2023, I'm fine with it. I don't care. I just want it to happen. I just want to see that fight.
Yeah, I just think everybody involved plays a part in it not happening, though. You know what I'm saying?
Elaborate.
Like, although you didn't praise Devin Haney for it, we praised Devin Haney for it. Taking less, taking whatever to make the fight happen.
Yep. He signed 3-fight deal, everything. Yep.
Right? So we could say that Crawford could have done that. Took whatever, said, fuck it. I want this fight. Legacy. Boom. Right?
Yeah.
Showtime, PBC did give him an offer he couldn't refuse. That's where they play their part at. Right? So everybody has fault in this, bro. Everybody has fault because everybody could have done something differently for this fight to happen.
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't agree with everybody though, because only one person walked away from it. You know, I'm sure whatever his reasons are, it had. I'm sure it had to do with 8 figures, obviously.
And check it out though. If Showtime gave me something that I couldn't refuse, right? Then I couldn't walk away from it. I was able to walk away from it because there was something out there better. You feel what I'm saying?
I feel you, but when I go with what came out of his camp, you know, then that's when I have to scratch that right there. You know what I'm saying? But it could just be because he, like he said, he wanted something for 2022, and you know that date got pushed back because it took so long in this negotiation. And I can see how it could take a long time in negotiation if you're not trusting the other person, and if he doesn't trust the PBC that they're gonna do him right or treat him fair, and if they were trying to lock him in like they did Devin Haney, you know, and he didn't want to get locked in like that, I can see why it took so long and why he had a bunch of questions. You know what I'm saying? And you know, with all that said, he like, shoot, I'm trying to get me a bag before the end of the year, and somebody offered him the money, he took it. I mean, I ain't mad at Crawford for leaving, but he the only one that I can point the finger at because everybody else was still sitting at the table. Because right now, you know, he like Earl would say, he left me hanging. You know
okay, I got a question for you. Right?
Yeah.
So say you got this chick, right? She keep playing games. Keep playing games. Every time you say, man, I'm gonna take you out, she go, nah, later. She keep flaking on you. Every time you want to take her out, she's like, oh, tomorrow. Right? And then you get another chick, right? She ready. She like, oh yeah, okay, I'll be ready by tomorrow. 8:00. Okay, cool. I'm there. She show you interest. She give you what you needed. Bang. You say, all right, man, fuck this bitch, man. She ain't doing it right by me, man. Fuck her. I'm moving on. That's the same difference. So, like, people got to realize, like, real life is real life. At the end of the day, we fight fans, so we're thinking from a fan's perspective. But take a step back and think about real life, how you would react to a certain situation. You're not going to stay around for the chick. You're going to go to the next one that's willing to do what you wanted to do. That's life. But let's be real about it. Like, if you going out for a job, and there's a better job out there for you. You're not going to call the other job and say, you know what, hey, man, listen, I can't take this job, man. You know what I mean? All right, peace. And you're not going to leave that other job on the table. That's life. That's real life. So
That's
people
not-
have to understand that. Like, let's take a step back from being boxing fans and understand business in real life. And I know Pittsburgh team's gonna tell me they was in the middle of negotiations. Oh, he negotiated in bad faith. Well, y'all allowed me to have bad faith because y'all could have fixed my faith as soon as we started negotiating.
Let me respond to you though. Now, in that case, back in my heyday, I'm like Terrence Crawford. I'm gonna get them both. You know what I'm saying? So Terrence Crawford, he still has, as far as he's concerned, the way he's looking at it, this is just from what I'm hearing him say. He said, I want to fight this year, right? Well, he can fight this year, and then Spence is still available for next year. The conversation it doesn't have to end, but we're gonna hold it off for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I'll get back with you in a minute. You know, so with that chick, you know, it's the same way. You know, I'm gonna call up, I'm gonna say some nice, sweet things, but that don't mean that I'm not gonna go get what, you know, that bird in the bush. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna go take care of that business, and I'm gonna keep on talking to this other chick. So when she ready, I can take care of that business too. So he's still, as far as I'm concerned, I think he still got an opportunity because Earl Spence wants that belt. And as long as nobody will talk Earl out of dealing with dude, Earl gonna keep pushing that to his people. Hey, I want that belt. Give me that belt. And they're gonna have to get back to the negotiation table. And I think it's gonna happen.
But you guys' comparison is false though. You can't go into negotiation. Like certain things you can't do in certain negotiations depending on the platform that you are in. So for people to make that bird in the bush comparison that you're doing, that doesn't compute to this situation. There's bad faith negotiations when people get sued for that. You can't do that in all types of negotiations, depending on what's going on. Terrence Crawford took on got rid of Bob Arum and Top Rank, and he took on that responsibility. So he bears the burden of that, and he's the one that walked away from that. So we know that he walked away from negotiations. We don't know what they were fighting about. We don't have any idea. Negotiations are give and take. Depending on what they were asking for, we have no fucking idea what they were asking for. What we do know is one person got up from the table and walked away. Once that person gets up and they walk away, there's no more negotiation. So we don't know what they were arguing about. It could not have been money. We're assuming that it's money. We don't know if it was money.
Well, I say at this time, what we can say is that it was about time. It was about a date, because isn't that what Terrence said to Blue? Or he
also said he agreed to all terms. They filtered out, and people were attacking Blue because he's getting information and he's passing on what he's getting. He was given the information that Terrence Crawford agreed to all terms a while ago. So which one are we to believe? So you can't keep pushing all this stuff out here. Some of it ain't true because it all can't be true. You can't agree to all terms and then come back and not sign and not have a deal signed with somebody else. It doesn't make any sense. Somewhere along there, that's a lie. But all of that stuff, you don't have public negotiations either. Public negotiations are never done effectively. You don't really hear about it. You hear people saying we're gonna make this fight, and that's it. All that other shit that's in the middle, somebody don't want that fight. When you hear all that crazy stuff, because you never really hear that in all these other big fights. They just get made. The terms and the deals and who got screwed and all that, you don't hear all that and the back and forth and all of that. And the length of time that it took was too long. Like all of that shit, it takes too long. What they were arguing about and what they battling about, more information gonna leak about that. You're gonna get more paperwork behind it. But you can't go into negotiation. You can't use one negotiation to use that to leverage another negotiation. That's bad faith negotiation. You can't do it.
One thing I agree with you about, one thing me and you on the same page about, because I don't know about all the rest of it. I'm not an expert on that. But Terrence walked away from that table. That's why I say he's the only person I can point the finger at, because he walked away.
Yeah, but Al Haymon don't earn him nothing. Al Haymon don't work for Terrence Crawford.
See,
Al
that's
Haymon
what I'm saying.
doesn't work for
Neither
Al.
does
He
Terrence
don't work for
Crawford.
him.
But that's what
He
I'm
doesn't
saying,
work.
bro.
He don't work for Terrence Crawford.
And Terrence Crawford don't work for him. So what loyalty does he owe him not to have
Well,
bad faith
they're in
negotiations?
negotiations. There's look it up, Cal. Look
This
it
is
up.
what I'm saying.
Look it up in each state. No,
Hey,
listen,
okay,
listen.
hold
I'm
on,
telling you.
hold on,
Look
hold
it
on.
up, Cal.
Whoa. Hold on. You said bad faith negotiations, right? So
Look it
Al
up.
Haymon is show. Hold on, bro. Let me get this up.
Go ahead.
Listen. So is it not bad faith negotiations how Showtime and Al Haymon went into it though?
What do you mean so they didn't send him a contract? If they didn't send him a contract, they had to initiate that
contract though. I mean, come on.
But that's negotiations, though, Cal. You could say that you don't agree with their methods, but they are negotiating. Like if you say something is worth 10 cents and I say it's worth $1, I could say you trying to screw me. But if that's what your practice is. If every time you go into something trying to lowball offer, that's your practice. I consider it a bad practice. But I can't say that we're negotiating. That's a negotiation. That's what we start off.
So why does he have to take it? If it's a bad practice, why does he have to take it?
You're not taking it, Cal. It's not final. Negotiations are, you say 10 cents, I say $1. I move down to 90 cents, you move up to 25 cents. We're negotiating. If you get up and walk away and say, oh, you full of shit, that's at that point when you break that, we're no longer negotiating. If I give you a take it or leave it offer, then that's different.
Yeah,
if I give you a take it or leave it offer, that's completely different than us negotiating.
And the last thing that came out, like you said, he told Blue Blood he agreed to everything. And,
he did.
And that he just needed some wording or something or they needed some what was it called? What did he say he wanted? He wanted him to be what was the word I'm looking for? Anyway, he wanted them to share all the information. Like he wanted to see it or something. I can't even think of what they call it right now. But
you wanted transparency with the books. Yeah, you wanted transparency. Yeah, but see, then that too is I don't even know because it came from it. Like he's not personally saying any of this stuff. This is all the stuff that's being leaked out through different sources. So that's another problem with all this stuff. All this stuff getting leaked from some source. We don't know exactly who up until the actual recording that Fred has where it has a voice and we can identify that voice. We know that Blue Blood was getting information from somebody. That's what it was said. And when he leaked it, nobody came out and said, oh, no, that's not true. So we're assuming that that's correct because nobody came out and said what Blue said. When he came out and said the man said he agreed to all terms. Nobody from Bud Council came out and said, no, that's not true. So we have to assume that that's correct.
And all the leaking did start over there with Bud's camp. Because Earl, he kept telling people, no, he's not going to talk about it because of what happened initially before they even, got to this point where they could have the fight. And it was something that happened on, what was it, Instagram or Twitter where he said something about 60-40 or something like that. And so he held up his end of the bargain. He didn't talk about it. And no one leaked anything from over there with the PBC or Showtime or with EJ. It all came from Crawford's side of the table. So.
I don't think you can though. I don't know if you guys in like any union that does contracts, like you look at these big companies that have unions, they have to renegotiate those contracts every so many years. You don't hear about the contract negotiations, why they're happening. When they have they get to the point where they get to terms and they're just waiting for it to finalize, they'll release something when they get to terms. But in the period of that, before they get to that point, you don't hear anything. There's nobody saying anything because it's just it's common practice and it depends on what they're writing down. I don't even think they can release that stuff. So for Bud to come out and say, hey, look, we agreed on everything. I'm just waiting on the other side. When you release stuff like that, you put that out there.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Pittsburgh.
I think he's in a bad spot.
All right. Well, let me add to this point. Negotiations publicly officially started January 13th. in terms of the court of public opinion. Tim Smith comes out and he says, Terrence Crawford is not worth this much. I'm trying to be as respectful as possible, etc. But how can we not going to pay him what he believes he wants for this fight? A few months later, we realize from January 13th up until May 3rd, when that article came out with Tom Brown, that in good faith, you can't negotiate two deals at one time. We now learned, because Tom Brown is the official promoter of PBC, that Al Haymon simultaneously was negotiating with Terrence Crawford and Canelo, which helps me understand when Terrence Crawford said to ESPN, they contacted me in June. And we've been going back and forth ever since. So the reality is, from January 13th until October 27th, that's 10 months and 24 days. They've been negotiating publicly, privately, maybe through a phone call. I don't know, but I'm only going to tell you what I do know and what everyone else can testify to. And now we have Earl Spence, who was in LA. Now that I know it's LA, I thought he was in Disney World in September or first week of October at the latest. And he says in this audio, I just got back from taking my daughter to Disneyland, and he said the fight is going to be in January. So that proves, one, Al Haymon was negotiating in bad faith, as you guys just suggested. If you want to call it bad faith, you can call it bad faith. And two, from January 13th till, it's 2 weeks, 10 months and 2 days, 2 weeks, I apologize, exactly. Up until now, Terrence Crawford has had 10 months and 1 week, because we found out last Friday that he is going over to BLK Prime. Thank you, dog. BLK Prime. So the reality is, Al Haymon purposely has been, one, trying to depreciate the asset, and two, has been negotiating in bad faith from the beginning. And now we fast forward to a point where everyone is anxious. Earl Spence tweeted, I could have fought November 19th. But now that we know, now that we understand the realities of it, that's not true. That's just conversation. That's called macking. He's macking. He's macking to his fighters. He's lying, keeping them afloat, keeping them alive. Here's $10,000. Here's $20,000. You understand what I'm saying? So now Terrence Crawford is getting anxious, and I'm just gonna take this is a hypothesis. This is something that I can't prove, but this is something that I believe. Blue Blood, around October, after he had that conversation with at the 7-Eleven, you can see him playing the middle ground. You understand? In terms of how he's talking and what he's doing. And you can see in the chat, people were saying, oh man, now you're sticking up for Crawford now. So I would say between that point and last week, there have been some, as we know now, very serious negotiations with Terrence Crawford and BLK Prime. And with that being said, Terrence Crawford gave this man, shall we say, 9 months to make this deal. And at any point of negotiations, you have the right to walk away from it. You're not obligated to stay to the end and say, oh man, no, final offer. If you've ever, I've negotiated too many properties to count. What's your final offer? And I can, and this is also a hypothesis, but Terrence Crawford said he agreed to everything and just wanted
transparency.
Clarity. Say it again, please, brother. Transparency. Yes, because he's taking the deal with no money down. So when you do a deal with money down in a bank in real life, you got to show proof of funds. when I had to show millions of dollars, I had to show millions of dollars that I have in assets to get this house that I am in now. My next property that I wish I could have got before the end of the year for taxes, but I don't think I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna have to show my rent. I'm gonna have to show my mortgages. I'm gonna have to show everything involved to get my next property. And to say that that's asking too much, I don't understand how a homeowner can say just off a common sense practice that is too much to ask for. Because when that homeowner bought that home, they had to show everything to get the lowest interest rate, to get an arm. I don't know what you want, a fixed rate, an arm. I don't know what you want, but the reality is, in everything else we do in life, we got to show funds. If Al Haymon was negotiating with Bob Arum, this wouldn't be a conversation. Al Haymon, if you look at it at face value, he's treating Terrence Crawford like a nigga. I ain't got to show you nothing. Why? You're just a fighter. You're not signed to me. I don't owe you anything. I'm going to give you what I believe you deserve for this fight. And that's where we're at right now. And we have too many facts on the table to be negotiating facts. And Pittsburgh T wants to come back in, and L hasn't responded. I'll let L go, then we'll wrap around. I think that's Pittsburgh T, right? Or no, that's you. And Anthony, that is you, man, with your mic. But go ahead, L.
Shout out to everybody, man. Hope everybody doing well. Great point you just made, Fred. And that goes right in line with what I said yesterday and what I made mention of before, that, you know, we see the pattern. You know, we're starting to see, like you said, the facts are on the table. It's too many facts to be even debated. You don't debate facts. You get what I'm saying? Those are building blocks. If you're trying to tear down the foundations, we know what side of the fence you're on. So, but like I was saying, furthermore, they tried, like I mentioned before, they tried to play the boy. They tried to play Terrence Crawford, and they figured out that, oh man, this dude was smarter than we thought. That's why I say never underestimate somebody. Like, we can see Terrence Crawford, you know, he was negotiating, but at the same time, he was making sure he had an out. Like, he had a little bit more information about what was going on than they thought. Like, what they thought they was gonna do was, they never had no intention of paying him what the fight was worth or anything near it. Now watch this. This how you know that they didn't have no intention of paying him what the fight was worth. Because they thought they was gonna drag him out and get him into a point of desperation.
And before that, I heard Al Haymon say that very well, not those words, but continue.
Listen, I didn't have to hear none of it, but I can just see how. Listen, man, you got certain types of people in this that exist in this life. There's not too many different type of people, man. You got a type A, a type B, and maybe a type C. Everything else is just motherfuckers just trying to reinvent the wheel. Listen, they tried to play the boy like he was stupid. It had nothing to do with Earl. That's why you didn't hear Earl say nothing, because he was already told, hey, man, we got this. Don't worry about it. Earl was told not to say nothing. We got this. That's why Earl, you don't think Earl is a man? You don't think his pride was bothering him? You don't think he wanted to say stuff, how he really felt? He was told, instructed, you don't have to say nothing. You can't say nothing. Here, go sign this line. And they tried to play Terrence Crawford like he was a stupid nigga from Nebraska. The man was smarter than they thought. Al, he couldn't get the boy on the hook. He tried to bleed him out and put him to a point of desperation, and we see what happened.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I disagree with that. That's I hear what you're saying. I mean, you can't say that he's trying to lead him out because they offered him a contract. And unless he said it's last and final.
Man, if you can't interact in this show, Pittsburgh, man, you got to come back later, man. Go ahead, Anthony.
Well, what I'll say to that, number one is they weren't at the table in January. All right, that's number one. You know, we could call it. You can call that negotiation all you want to, but the guy was answering questions. That's all that was. He's answering questions that the media is asking about the fight, and he's responding. He's giving his professional opinion about what he thinks is going to happen, or what he thinks as far as what the fighters are going to want, and that it's not that big of a fight. All right. Now, that could also be taken as them, setting him up for it. But the honest view of that is that he is strictly answering questions that some reporter, some media person is asking him. All right. Then you say that he's treating him like a nigga because he don't want to be transparent. Well, it's laws on the book where he has to be transparent. So that's not the case either. You know, we can't say that either. And for him to treat him like he's stupid, if you come out the gate with something stupid and you hang around for 6 months negotiating, then you might be stupid, because you should have went ahead, which is what he did. He went ahead, and you know that it didn't happen from that point right there where it began, because there's too many things that had to be that are already lined up, that had to be lined up for him to get this other fight. Okay, if you're gonna negotiate for 6 months over somebody else, and you can't get it worked out, it ain't gonna happen in 24, 48 hours with somebody, with a new person. No, that don't work like that, bro. If he's that smart of a negotiator, it definitely ain't gonna work like that, because everybody gonna come in and try to get you as low as they possibly can. That's just part of it. I mean, I have negotiate every day on something. Everybody always want to get for as cheap as they can. They want the cars as cheap as they can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's that.
Now
I can't push.
Don't finish, huh?
Let y'all push right there. Go ahead.
Let me take everybody back, man, because some people need their hands held through the process. Because listen, Terrence Crawford being wanted this fight, Earl Spence being wanted this fight, like what has been mentioned many times before by many players in the game, other fighters, people that know, people that's in the loop, that know more than any of us. The people that's been holding back the fight is the man in the suits. Now watch this. We know for a fact Earl Spence want the fight, being wanting the fight. We know for a fact Bud Crawford want the fight, being wanting the fight. Bud Crawford made the biggest sacrifice and took the biggest risk. He got up out of top rank. You think he got up out of top rank just to get up out of top rank? No, he got up out of top rank because he already knew this nigga Bob Hammond ain't gonna get me to fight. Why? Because he don't want to take the risk either. He went with good faith that, man, Al Haymon gonna make the fight because he black. Come on, we gotta understand that this had to be on Terrence Crawford's mind. I don't have to know that, oh, that was said. I don't have to have heard that. Come on, man, context clues, man. Like, we know, come on, man, we see the climate. You get what I'm saying? Like, we know certain things is brewing. It's just common sense, man. Like,
no, because you got to look back and think about all the time when he was with Top Rank, all the things that came out of his camp about the PBC. They ain't been on good terms at all. He left Bob because Bob hadn't been doing what Terrence would say that Bob should have been doing, which is to promote him and do all that stuff. They had a disagreement.
Right.
They had a disagreement amongst themselves. It had nothing to do with the PBC. Okay, the disagreement between Bob and Terrence had been brewing for a minute. We saw it in the media. We saw the things that Bob was saying. Bob said he could have bought a house in Beverly Hills. He said a lot of different things to let you know that was a relationship that was going bad. He said, I don't even want to deal with Terrence anymore. I'm letting my son-in-law or somebody, Todd or somebody, deal with that now.
You know why he said that though?
But it has nothing. You can't put the PBC in the middle of a disagreement between those
That's
two.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm like.
Bob didn't want to make the fight. Hold on, let me just finish it. That's the last thing I'm saying. Bob didn't want to make the fight because Bob said he done lost a lot of money with Terrence. He want to lose any money.
You done talking now?
Anthony Davis is a bum. Anthony Davis is a fucking bum.
Yeah, I agree with that, Kyle. He getting on my dang nerve, man.
Let's all talk about something we can agree on. Anthony Davis is a goddamn bum.
That's a fact.
Serious,
I'm watching this damn game, and this is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
I
also,
don't-
I want go ahead, Al.
go ahead, Brett. Go ahead. No,
No,
go
I
ahead,
was
Brett.
saying- and also, I want to add to this conversation. If we're talking about good faith and bad faith, Terrence Crawford opponent had a date November 19th that BLK Prime had to pay for him to get out of, and had to guarantee a percentage of his purse so he can get out of that fight. So you say good faith. So obviously there's some recent interactions between Terrence Crawford and BLK Prime, because why would you overpay for an opponent?
Right.
Because
And
you touched the bloodline.
why would anybody that would call themselves a businessman not respect what Terrence Crawford set himself up for? Like, why would nobody, like, how could you not respect that? Like, Brad, you made a great point earlier in your video. I watched it, man. That's why I said one of your better videos, man.
Thank you.
You mentioned something about
Did you see that free throw, Fred? My bad, L. Did you see that free throw, bro?
Man, can we make this point, please? Go ahead, Al. Yeah, you sounded like Troy right now, man. Okay. Go ahead.
You said aside from Floyd and Floyd and
Oh, the biggest move in boxing, yeah.
yeah, besides Floyd and Canelo, PBC ain't paid no $10 million fights. Who done got? Oh, and Caleb Plant, but that was with Canelo though.
Jamel Charlo said he had $10 million after that.
That was a cap, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Go look at the sales, man. Go look at the look at the numbers. The numbers don't support that. That nigga was lying, man. That was his biggest payday at that point. And the nigga start, exaggerating. It looked good, it sound good. It's fluff. You know what I mean? It's for the mass appeal. You get what I'm saying? Like, but that let you know right there. They was lowballing the man. They wasn't trying to pay the man. It's too much of a risk, man. They look at it like this is the fight Earl can possibly lose. And he holding us up right now. He happy to have Deontay back. He happy to have Wilder back. Because to be honest, they only piece of revenue was Earl. Watch this. That's why I mentioned, when was that, last week or the week before? The only person that Al that wasn't even part of PBC that he had put his own money up for was Canelo.
Man,
They don't have no
telling them stories, man, that y'all can't prove. God,
come on.
God. You can't prove nothing that you just said. You can't.
Well, you know what we can prove? This is what we can prove. Showtime didn't give him enough money, and Bud didn't take less money. That's what
people
we can prove.
So that mean you telling me this? That mean you telling me this, brother? You believe every report you hear in the media? Look, man, I'm gonna tell you something. Look, I got real world experience, man. Listen, I'm a heavy gambler, bro. Like I gamble. I really gamble. Ain't nothing honest when it come to money. I don't believe nothing that. Now I gotta see it and know it and feel it and really know. Everything else I gotta use my brain to decipher and analyze. Who gonna come out and tell the truth? You actually believe every report you hear in the media?
No,
I sure the fuck don't.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Well, so that's why but you keep telling me, oh, you keep saying stuff that you can't prove. Well, nigga, that means you believe what they telling you.
No, They had what you're saying. You hadn't heard it come from anybody.
I don't listen. I don't have to know. I don't look, man. Come on, man. We grown men.
What grown?
When you get information from a source, right? When you get information, if anybody tell you something, do you just believe what they tell you, or do you just dissect the information? You gotta dissect the information.
I guess it depends on what we're arguing about. But when we're arguing about this right here, this boxing, you don't have the source to give you the information.
I got a brain, dog. That's the biggest source I got. I got a brain, and my brain don't lie to me, dog.
Your brain is doing what everybody else's brain is doing, thinking about it, trying to come up with what we think are what.
Hey, everything I said about this situation, I've been right. Everything I said about Al Haymon, I've been right. Man, I haven't never been wrong about Al Haymon.
But I ain't heard nothing nothing that Fred has pulled out so far that I can hold as concrete that I could be able to go in court with and win a case against Al Haymon if I was going to sue him about something.
And watch this. Hey, watch this. Hey, let me make a point on that. The stuff that you've been fed by the media that's been in black and white, that's been in print, I would rather go with the stuff that I've heard Fred talk about and the stuff that I've analyzed. I'd rather go with more faith that this is the truth than that bullshit. Because that bullshit that y'all been fed, black and white, where does it get? It got everybody confused. If it's the truth, is no confusion in truth. Truth stand alone. This is the reason why we having these conversations, because the shit that's in black and white don't add up. That's why your brain telling you, yeah, make an argument about this. That's common sense. That's nature. It don't sit well with your conscience, dog. It don't sit well with you.
No, man, it's just that's what you guys believe, and you guys want to push that narrative.
The facts have come out. But man,
the facts
are out. The facts are out. The fight's not done. The fight never.
Okay, everything that you heard about this, Look, just take this Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence situation, right? Could you have 100% faith that you can do business with PBC and Al Haymon? Would you put $1 million on the line to do business with this man and let him run it? Right now, would you do that?
What is your question exactly?
Would you put $1 million of your money in the hands of PBC and allow Al Haymon to make the decision as he done so, according, just like with this situation? Based on this situation, would you put your $1 million up in PBC hands?
Put my $1 million up for what? Like what are the terms? What am I putting $1 million up for?
Listen, let me explain it again. I'm gonna walk you through this real slow, one more time. Based on everything you've seen with this Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence situation, would you put $1 million on the line to trust Al Haymon and PBC to flip your $1 million?
So would I invest in the PBC if I had the opportunity?
Right now, based on everything you've seen.
For a fight. So,
listen, man, I don't care what it's for. Look, the fact that you haven't gave me an answer, you defending quicker than you can give me an answer lets me know.
No,
they're gonna answer right there.
No, because $1 million, we're talking about $1 million. I have to have a full understanding of what I'm investing in. What is my $1 million going up for?
You telling me right now you don't have a full understanding based on everything that you've seen.
Hold on, I just want to get clarity, bro. You can't just
let him get off.
Expect me to say. You know what I'm saying? So you're asking me, well, if I can invest in the PBC and moving forward, all the business they do, I can get a cut of it. Yeah.
No, listen.
If I can go in there and I can look at the books and I can see that that's a good investment, Yes, I would invest with them because
But
they're
ain't that
making
what
money.
Crawford was trying to do?
And they're
though?
making smart. They're making
Didn't you just make a big fuss about Crawford wanting to see the books?
Come
No,
on,
I didn't
man.
make a big fuss about it at
Do you
all.
hear how you sound, brother?
Hold up. See, you can't,
Man,
you
come
can't
on,
take,
stop this
you can't
shit,
take what I
man.
say.
Oh, but the more he talks, the more he opens up.
Hold on. See, Fred pushing the whole thing because of the other guy said something about in good faith. I never said that. Okay, I never said anything. I said that
You talk about
because of the
semantics,
Ali.
man.
I
Come
said
on.
because of the law. I said because of the laws that's on the book, the Ali Act, that he would get transparency anyway. So that's what I said.
You
about
know what the
that.
Ali Act is?
So I ain't saying that he shouldn't get it. So don't try to put words in my mouth.
Do you know what the Ali Act is?
I know that it protects the fighters. I haven't read the
I
whole
asked you
thing.
what it was. I didn't ask you what it did. I said,
Have I read it? No,
what does
I
it?
have
What
not.
is it?
But I know there's some things in there.
So
that's
how are
to
you going to
protect the
argue a
fighters.
fact? Hold on. How you argue a point that you don't even know?
Great point, Kev.
Because I know some
Because
other
you
people
heard
that explain that part of it.
a rumor.
I'm done.
No, it's not a rumor. They
Dr.
read it.
Michael Fuller, man. Great to see you back on the panel, man.
Yeah, Mike, what up, brother?
Hey, but
That's
before Mike,
just like you ask. That's just like y'all saying things about that you guys are saying, but you can't prove it. You don't have any evidence to go along with that. So
man,
But you
like
can
said,
look
we
up the
all just
Ali
talking.
app, bro. You can actually go to Google and look it up. So
I
go do
know
that.
I could, but I just.
So how you gonna defend something that you don't even know?
I hadn't.
All right, bro. Okay.
Yeah.
Kane, and then we'll go Michael Fuller. What's up, Kane?
What's going on? What's going on to everyone in the chat? I just want to throw in some evidence.
Dr. Michael Fuller, man. You gotta relax, man.
Thank you, dog. Thank you. Go ahead, Kane.
I just want to throw in some evidence as well to back everyone up. I mean, if you just want to go off the facts, I mean, just look at Top Rank and all these places like I put in the chat. All these people have fights every single week, and PBC has no fights. PBC puts out no cards any week. I can promise you that Top Rank and all these places have at least tripled how many cards they put out this year alone.
That's not true, bro.
What do you mean it's not true?
They just had a card on Showbox this past weekend, bro.
How many cards have you had all year?
Showbox is not top
and how many
yes,
cards
it was.
is
It
Top
said
Rank on?
Showbox. It said PBC on there, bro. You can't take them out of it. It said
how many cards do they have a month?
Say what now?
How many cards do they have a month?
I don't know, but I mean, you can start by looking it up.
No,
what do you mean you don't know? I mean, I can tell you off the back of one hand, maybe one. It ain't two. I can tell you a fact. It ain't two.
All right, I'm gonna pull it up.
Please.
Jake Paul is about to save Showtime. Listen,
and don't say Jake Paul. Jake Paul don't. Jake Paul does not count as a PBC Showtime.
No. Listen, you hear that? Kane.
No, not you.
Save Showtime.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No, but I'm saying for this guy, because he's gonna look it up. He does not count. I'm specifically saying PBC. And now, let's just go off fighters. I sent it to Fred earlier today. Look at Keyshawn Davis. This is about to be his 4th or 5th fight this year alone. Look at a guy like Jahai Tucker. He's about to fight twice in 2 months. Who in PBC is fighting twice in 2 months? That's not Brandon Lee. That's Showtime. Or someone like that. Name me one fighter in the PBC that's fighting. And then like Fred always says, this is my last point. You've already seen 3 PBC fighters saying they're starving for looking for fights. Name me one Top Rank, The Zone, Queensberry, even Golden Boy, bro. Even Golden Boy that is starving for a fight. That's all the evidence you need to know. I've just showed you 3 points of evidence. I want to know how you defend them. Because you can't.
I can give you one fighter from Golden Boy.
Golden Boy is a stretch, bro. As a stretch. But even they put on more cards and feed their fighters more.
Yep. Golden Boy put on a lot of small shows that they don't even get publicized.
Right. Go ahead, Dr. Fuller.
Hold up, Fred. They want the information
about. I apologize. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
October they had 2 fights.
Who?
PBC.
No, not the.
That's October.
Not the.
They had two cards that and these are just the big cards because they're not even showing.
Oh, and another also point: how many black fighters were on the cards? How many black fighters on the
cards?
That don't
matter, man.
Oh, what do you mean don't matter?
About black people. Come on.
The majority of the stars are black.
At one, two
Tell
in
me how many
July.
fighters you see. Tell me how many fighters you also see that you
They
know.
had 3 in May.
Name them.
I ain't gonna
And then
name
go to
them.
top rank cards and tell me how many.
He don't want to do no research. He don't want to give us nothing to stand on. God,
another
damn.
also great point.
No,
Look
I mean,
at top
you
ranked card this
you
week
moving the
alone.
goalposts. Now you want to talk about who was on the cards. I mean, like you said first, you said
It just adds to my point. Who was on the cards? Because you're showing that there's no cards.
Oh, man. Whatever, man. Go ahead with
whatever.
Since
What do you
June,
mean whatever, bro? You're
All right,
deflecting.
go with your point, bro. I'm done with it. I ain't gonna.
There's
Since
no
June,
point.
it's
I mean,
been
I'm
very
just teaching you facts.
Since
If
June.
you don't want to believe in
coming
the
here
facts,
making
bro,
up
that's
stuff.
on you,
That's what
bro.
you did.
There's no
You
make.
came
What do you
here
mean
making
making up, bro? It's in your face. What are you talking about?
All right, man.
I mean, bro, if you're blind, that's on you, bro. Like,
You
I
said
don't know
they
how
had
you
one
keep
card
defending.
fight.
You come in here every single day defending this man. When they have no, who's fighting on the PBC? Who? You come in here defending this man every day, but your favorite fighters aren't fighting. Your favorite fighters on Top Rank and the Zone are fighting, but not on the PBC. But you're coming in here every day defending this guy, and it just doesn't make any sense, man.
No, when I
Like,
come in
it's
here,
like you have a love affair for him or something. Like, it makes no sense. Because everybody in here every day points out facts about this guy. This guy just does nothing but harm the sport, doesn't feed his fighters, he lies to everyone. But all you do is defend them, and you have no proof of evidence when these guys, all they do is show you proof, and you're just like, nah, you know what, bro, I'm gonna just listen to the mainstream.
Dude, they come in here and they say they show one thing, and then they say it's the end of PBC. Dude, there ain't no proof to show the end of PBC.
It's a continuous flow. They keep showing continuous flows. It's like a trail that keeps going and going and going and going and going. And it's like you completely forget about everything.
If I want to, I can make the same narrative.
What are you gonna say about them?
Want to.
What? That they don't tell me who's not fighting on Top Rank? Who?
No, I'm saying I can make the same narrative all day about Top Rank. I can make the same narrative about the Zone, about Match Room. I mean, come on, man. I'm just saying.
What do you
mean? I'm talking about is that.
Tell me how you're gonna say the narrative if their fighters aren't fighting. How are you gonna say that? How are you gonna tell me that?
Watch this, Ant. Watch this, Ant. Look, again, I say this all the time. I'm not anti-Al. I'm not anti-PBC. I want the company to flourish. Like Jerry said, man, that'll be one less outlet that we got that we're gonna get boxing from. I'm not anti-Al, but I'm gonna stand on the side of facts, man, and truth. I don't care who it come from or where it come from or what it is. Look, it's just a fact, man.
What's the fact? The fact, what are y'all trying to prove?
Oh
that they're going out of business.
I didn't listen.
Al is not a good businessman. That's the stuff
I never said
that's the stuff I'm saying.
Anthony, listen, if you listen to what I said, listen. Al Haymon is a great businessman. But understand this. Watch this.
I'm talking to you then.
Listen. But just because you're a great businessman don't make you right, though. It don't make you right. The man I say it all the time, he made off with the money. But look what he's done, and look what he's left in his wake. A shit show, a mess. I'm pro fighter. Let me say this again. I used to fight. I'm pro fighter. I want the fighters to get treated better. But you know what? I had this conversation with Fred. I used to tell Fred, stop putting your neck on the line for these niggas when they not gonna risk a check for you. Cause these niggas gonna shut the fuck up and do what they told. See, when you stand, the reason why niggas getting done like they getting done at PBC, at Top Rank, and everywhere else, cause them niggas allowing it. Point blank period. Them niggas is yes men. Now listen. Al Haymon, he didn't mind fuck all them niggas, man. Here, sign this line. But he paid them first, though. Same thing Floyd did, man.
But that's what I'm saying right there.
Oh, you need some money, man? Here go 50,000. The nigga already meet me at my office later on. I got the nigga on the hook. Already got the the predisposed contract written already. I just gotta fill in the name, nigga. That's it. And the date. Already got a slave contract for you to sign.
That's all I'm saying, bro. You talking about them doing business, them accepting the business. That's something totally different from some. Look, if you came,
so who's responsible for it though?
Let me give you an example. Let me give you a perfect example.
Let him go off. Let him get off. Al.
Okay, you come to this store, and you want a 2023 Acura TL. Okay, I got 5 of them. Okay, all different colors, right? Or just say I got 2 black ones. All right, you come in here, I give you one price, you accept it, you happy. Another guy comes in, he negotiates, he gets another price. He's happy. Okay,
I get it.
You can't talk about because of what they're accepting to make him a bad person or a bad business person, bro.
I get it, Anthony. I get it. Watch this. I get it. I understand why you support Al Haymon. Look, watch this.
Get that straight.
Watch this. We've been told our whole life opposites attract. I've learned firsthand that you attract who you are. You attract who you are. Trash hang with trash. Classiness hang with classiness. Watch this. You must sell lemons. You must sell lemons. Because you saying you ain't mad at the business, man. But look what kind of business he doing though. You tell him you support that kind of business? But I get it though. You're a car salesman. You must sell lemons. That's the only sense I can make out of this.
Look, bro. I'm just telling you. That's
the only way I can justify your reasoning, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Cause it's a fool born every day. That's like when you go to the store, you go to the jewelry store, right? Look, you go to Daniel's Jewelry. Everybody know Daniel's Jewelry, K's Jewelry. Nigga, they got a $3,000 ring, and they got it marked up to $10,000. It's only really worth $3,000, but they got it marked up for $10,000, and then they got the half price tag on it. Yeah, it's for half price for $5,000, but we're gonna give it to you today for $4,000. They still fucked you out of $1,000.
Dude, that's such a ridiculous argument that you're making. That's the same as saying you a truck driver, right? That's the same as you saying I'm gonna go over here to this racetrack, okay? But I could get the same gas over here at Pilot and it's cheaper. Okay, but I'm gonna go to the racetrack because why? I don't know. Maybe you like the service over there better. Maybe you like the food that they have in there. Maybe you just like that whole store better. Okay, that's the reason why you prefer to go over to that truck stop versus the Pilot, bro. You can't take one thing and say, "Hey, this dude do bad business." Just if the customer is happy at the end of the day, that's all that matter, bro. And the only person that you gonna come that Fred can come on here that I know of that he can say is unhappy. That I've heard him say the name of is Adrian Broner. But who the
That's not the only fighter that's unhappy, bro.
Man, we gonna move on to Dr. Fuller, man. Go ahead, Dr. Fuller. What's up, man?
Oh, you guys sure you done? Keep going. It's all good.
No, Jesus, no.
All right. So, anyways, healthy conversation, man. Healthy conversation, and it's good despite the disagreements. Disagreements are healthy. Even though guys got a little emotionally fused, it still stayed respectful. Kind of the emotion was more of a passion towards the points that the guys had. It stayed respectful, non-personal, and there were no personal attacks. You guys probably heard about what happened probably about a week and a half ago when I was on here and I made a decision to take a break for a while. And I thought about my decision. It was kind of extreme. The reason why I made that decision is because, I had some people make some personal attacks due to my opinions. And one woman referred to me as Satan. You know what I'm saying? She referred to me as Satan. And then another dude got on here and, called me an MF-ing coward and this, that, and the other, So because I have a response, I'm still in corporate America. So I don't just when I talk, unfortunately, I represent something a little larger than myself in that regard. So I can't sacrifice my personal character or my public image or character by getting out of character with individuals like that. But I'm still a man. I'm still a human being. And so for that, I made the extreme decision to just, take a break with this, because I don't want to get out of character and embarrass myself, embarrass the people that I deal with every day, and then also embarrass our people by arguing back and forth like that and making personal attacks and things like that. That's why I responded the way I did. So what I'm gonna do is, if I get online and I see that the guys that are here are folks that are reasonable, that know how important it is to maintain a certain amount of respect when you talk to people, even if you are talking to them over the internet, that's when I'll chime in. But if I'm dealing with folks who feel like they can just say anything to you because they're over the internet, that's when I won't participate, because you'll catch me on the wrong day and I'll say something I shouldn't say, and I'm out of character. And
today's the right day. What you think about Al Haymon? What you think
Al
about
Haymon?
this conversation? What you think about this conversation, man?
Well, I think that he was obviously he's in the wrong. I mean, I think he's part of the problem, not the solution, based on the things that's been put out there. But you know what? Here's the deal for me. Really, I just want to say that I think any conversation, any type of disagreements that we have, they're healthy as long as you maintain a certain level of respect. I mean, it doesn't really matter how you communicate it, but you maintain a certain level of respect, and I was pissed. I was majorly pissed, man. Especially when I had, I'm not gonna argue with a woman, but especially when I had the individual call me an MF and coward. You know what I'm saying? And that's, that ain't, when you're dealing with a man, you don't talk like that to a man, because a man's respect, if you go beyond that, you putting yourself in physical harm, in harm's way. That's why, have you ever heard me be disrespectful to anybody on here, Fred? Have you heard me? Anybody heard me? Am I respectful?
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, you're respectful.
I'm respectful, right? I'm respectful because I know that's a measure of your manhood. When you respect,
you haven't challenged a woman, but you have challenged a man. I will say that.
Exactly. So I mean, but I do so. I keep it about the topic that we're talking about, not so much a personal vendetta. What I'm saying is to the extent that you give respect, that's the extent that you define yourself as a man. And when you put yourself in it, you define yourself as a man in your ability to respect others and not cross certain lines. I mean, the individual never met me before in my life, I mean, and then I was so pissed that I got on Kyle's show about 10 minutes later, and I gave him my phone number to give me a call, because I had a few choice words to say about that situation. But obviously, I'm glad that it boiled over, man. But I'm just saying, it's important that when you talk to people, you realize that respect is one of the fundamental principles you need to stay with. Especially someone you don't even know. So that's it, bro.
All right. Well, welcome back, man. Welcome back. I'm sure Miss Shelton missed you, and in her God-fearing spirit. What's up, man, Fred?
Yeah,
what's up with it, Fred? What's up?
I've been called a lot of things, but I ain't never been referred to as Satan.
I think she called you a narcissist. She just said in the chat. But go ahead, Ant Fresh. Go ahead.
Man, I actually enjoy it. It was entertaining with you know what I'm saying, what they was doing. Because hey, it's cool to have, civil discourse. That's part of life, man. Shit.
What do you mean?
But goddamn it, when it comes down to Al Haymon, is, you know what I'm saying, he got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, bro. You understand what I'm saying? He don't really give a fuck no more. I'll say this, it's weird because Bob ain't black, but it seems like he give more attention to his fighters because he actually out there. I truly don't believe Al Haymon be behind these fighters like that, because like Adrian Broner said, I be having to get my money in increments, like in fucking, like, you know what I'm saying, like it's a job, like a real job. Like I get paid once a month, on the 22nd. That's what Broner was saying. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I thought they give you all your money at one time. And it was the craziest shit when he was talking about in that interview that it took him years to get his millions. He didn't get everything all at one time. There's only a couple fights where he got it all at one time. The rest of it, like for the Pacquiao fight, he had to get his money in increments.
So what were you saying was entertaining? What are you talking about when you first start talking?
Oh man, I mean what I said. Well,
explain yourself. You know, that's what I'm asking you to do. Explain yourself. What do you mean by that? Those two
going, you know, Anthony and my nigga, you know what I'm saying? They was doing their thing. They was doing their thing. They didn't get disrespectful. They wasn't like,
okay. Oh, you're talking about the conversation here. Okay. Yeah. All right. I understand. Yeah, I understand.
Damn, Dr. Fuller, you trying to press the line right now. Okay, Doctor.
No, I'm just asking you, brother. I'm just asking you. That's all. That's all. I'm asking. That's it. Thanks for answering the question.
Okay.
Hey, Doc got all patient.
I'm just asking, bro. I'm just asking. You know what? Here's the thing. I'm just asking, but I will say I'm a little skewed. Because what I thought you was referring to is what happened the other night, because that was not entertaining, bro.
Oh, no.
That was a situation where, you know what? The situation where,
you know, straight pressed the line like you from Hoover, nigga. You straight came and beat.
No, you know what? Here's the reason why I think it's not entertaining, man. I don't think it's entertaining when we approach each other like that.
Right.
I'm saying, like, when we're back and forth making personal.
Man, we done with that.
We hip though, you know.
Yeah, man, we good.
It's all love, Dr. Fuller. It ain't nobody got no AK-47s on the camera. This ain't crazy.
I don't care.
This ain't that goofy ass. Hey, this ain't that goofy ass. Devin Haney. Devin ain't that goofball ass nigga on here. Right. Pulling guns and shit on his
that even that don't matter, bro. I was in the military for 20 years, so I'm okay.
Oh yeah. You always try.
I'm not worried about that, bro. I'm not.
You keep that eye on you. I'm already here. You keep that eye on you. I know it. I know it.
All right, go ahead. And you were saying he had 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah, we got that 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and you know what I'm saying. I feel like these promoters, the older they get, the less they care. And I just think we need some new blood up in there. You know what I'm saying? Some new people to, you know, shake it up. People say, well, Eddie Hearn's great for boxing, helping women, and women are gonna blow up. But I mean, I don't know, man. I think with Al Haymon, man, he gonna end up losing a lot of his fighters in the next coming year. And I don't want that to happen. You know, it's a black man, but at the same time, if you ain't doing right by the fighters have every right to, you know what I'm saying, buy out their contract or get a lawyer and fight they way out their contract, whatever they got to do. With Broner, I still got to see shit develop. They giving him a lot of money. I know he's still entertaining and he talk a lot of shit at press conferences, but bruh, like, how are you selling when you just put your hands up and let people beat on you? I know he said he got mental issues, and I appreciate him for, you know what I'm saying, keeping it real about that shit. But damn, like, I don't know, it's impressive how Broner keeps getting. Yeah, you know, he got 9 lives. That's what I call it. He got 9 lives.
He's special though, man. You know, Broner. He is. I don't care. I don't care. Broner is one of them kind of guys, man, where people say he got game, he got cap, he got get together. That's all true. But it's something about that dude character to where you like, man, I want this dude to win. Like, it don't matter. Every time Broner came back, everything inside of me said he got a chance to win. He got a chance to turn it around. He one of them guys you would just never wash your hands with. Like, if the businessman, the people that's funding the money, they ain't gave up on him. Shit, I ain't gonna give up on him either. I like the brother, man. Broner, my guy, man. I've been loving the brother, man. And he's special, man. Just some people got that it factor. He got it.
Just as long as he don't pull no derail and get knocked the fuck out, because I want to see Broner win. I want to see him succeed. You know, he a Midwest, bro, all that good shit. But I'm gonna say this about him. I'm gonna say this about Broner. The time is running out because he's getting older. So the time is now. Like, if he really is ready, show us. You know what I'm saying? Like really show up and show. But this my thing, y'all. Fred, I want to see what you got to say.
Yes, please.
What fucking weight class is he going? Right now he like 175. So what is he gonna get all the way down to 135? I know he can't make 130 no more.
He's like close to 200.
I would say he's not close to 200, but he just, the camera put 10 pounds on you. But he's probably 175, 180. I would say 140, 147. He got a full count. He's coming back neck year, so he got a full count.
Yeah,
who's he
but it's a lot of. But Fred, that's the thing. Back when he was back when he was training and getting these titles, a lot of them divisions was weak. These niggas is killers now, bro. Like 135 is killers, 140 is killers. He can't play around. This ain't no old fighters. These are all new, young, man. He big, man.
Yeah,
I know he got skill. Broner got skills. He show out in gyms and sparring and shit. But when he one of them lights,
and that's the intrigue. Does Adrian Broner still have it? Does Deontay Wilder still have it? Was Earl Spence injured in the car? And that's why we watch this. Can LeBron pull these sorry ass Lakers to the playoffs? Can he carry it? You know what I mean?
Not gonna happen.
Not my Lakers, Fred. Not my Lakers, Fred.
They bad. Hey,
did they lose again?
They're about to. Pittsburgh team, what's up?
Garbage. Hey, we sorry as hell, man. We sorry as hell. hey, y'all. Listen, don't push Dr. Fuller, bro. He will call you.
Yeah.
I'm solid. What's that?
Pittsburgh team want to come back in. Go ahead, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, can you?
No, you know what? The whole reason I came in, man, was just to tell the dudes that know how to show a certain level of respect why I made that decision and why I got so pissed off.
Man, we good, man. We good, man. Man, that's the barbershop, man. We come here with a degree, without a degree, with all that shit. We with it. Hey, we good, man. I take this shit every night and come back. Go ahead, Pittsburgh. What's up, man? You good, Doc? Go ahead, Pittsburgh. Can't hear you, dog. See, man, come back tomorrow, man. You talking on the intercom. Yeah, you walkie-talkie running out of batteries, man.
That dude got his Mac 11 with him.
that motherfucker talking on a walkie-talkie, man. Go ahead, Al. You always got something to say.
Man, again, though, man, I believe like this. Most guys on here, is not anti-Al, anti-PBC. We just disappointed, man, and we just
good point.
And we telling the truth, man. Like I said it years ago, man. I said this again. I always peel an onion. I always put them layers back, man. When I first meet a person, I start dissecting them, man. I start looking for context clues that'll give me some kind of, read on them. When this man did not show his face, when I realized that he had a pattern of not showing his face and not really talking, and he was known as the silent man, that just, it rang a bell with me. Like, man, something don't seem right with this dude. So, as everything just start playing out, coming fast forward to this, I see it. I seen it back then. I said, man, he ain't no. When Fred was raving about it, I said, man, he ain't no different. He just in it for the money. He can't really make no significant, impactful change for black people like that. Nothing lasting. Like, he got the money and ran. Like, I ain't mad at him for that, but I am mad that it's a lot of fighters. Like, yeah, we can say that. Yeah, they accepted the deal. So there's some onus and responsibility on them. But come on, man. I personally know a lot of fighters, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. A lot of fighters that's been fighting since they was kids, man. They ignorant, bro. They don't got business sense, man. They was broken, ignorant, just like most black people that grew up in America, man. We grew up poor and just hungry, just wanting a shot. And they ignorance was taken advantage of, man.
Because they got them at a young age. They got
keep it business, though. Keep it business. That's what I'm talking about. You and Fred need to keep it business, because y'all talking about personal feelings, and y'all talking about y'all feelings, what y'all think, all this stuff, man. I'm saying the dude doing business, and y'all don't like the way he doing it, so y'all complaining. But the only
No, it's not.
fighter
It's
that
not
you
even
gonna,
that. Look, it's
the
not even
only
that
fighter
though.
you're gonna pull out that
It's
said
not.
something that I heard say something, and that I heard Fred say the name of was Adrian Broner. That's it. Everybody else making their money ain't complaining.
J-Rock.
But then you got from history.
Hold up, Anthony. Hold up.
Who do you want to fight? Anybody? He can fight anyone. Honestly, right now, I just want to get this one. Okay. Exactly, man. That's the correct. But you look skinny. Would you get back in the ring sometime in December before the year end? I gotta get a. Who do you want to fight? Anybody? He can fight anyone. Honestly, right now, I just want to get this one. Okay. Exactly, man. That's the correct. But you look skinny. Get back in the ring sometime in December before the year end. I gotta get a fight for the so got one in an hour. The fight in and
Self-explanatory. Boom.
Nah, bro. Nah. That ain't answering nothing. That's just saying some guys want to make a fight, bro. They ain't complaining about the business that they've done with the guy in the past.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding. He just showed the video, man. Come on now.
That everyone's gonna start playing you for short bus Anthony, man.
You get stuff that's actually been said where people were complaining. Bud complained. Mayweather complained. He got out of his contract. Bud said, I'm gonna take my talent somewhere else. He went out on his own. I'm just saying they not complaining, saying they're saying, hey, I want to get another fight in. They're not saying, hey, Al didn't do me right on my last fight. He ain't take care of me. I ain't got my money. I'm about to lose my house. No, but that's the narrative that y'all are pushing. That's all I'm saying, bro.
But these fighters spend a lot of money, man. It's not like these fighters are penny pinching or live like they Warren Buffett, man. They spending their money. Come on, man. Just keep it real.
But that's what y'all saying. All I'm saying
I go off of what they buy. They buy liabilities all day. They be in the jewelry store every other month.
But we just talked about this. Me and Fred just talked about this the other day.
His responsibility is to make fights.
You cannot blame PBC for what somebody else got. Fred was talking about J-Rock might spend all his money because he thought he had a fight coming. That ain't our fault, bro. He put himself out there. He exposed himself. You don't spend the money before you get it. And that's the problem when you want to talk about black households. I know that I got cousins, I got family members. They spend their check they done spent their doggone tax return already, bro. And they're gonna spend it again before they get it. So you can't blame no other man for your mistake.
No, he has a job description and he's not fulfilling his job description, man. And the reality is Jamel Charlo's wife said that they're having some financial and marital issues and his career is potentially over. So when you speak upon that, there is some factual evidence because we're talking to primary sources. And two, Al Haymon's responsibility is to make fights for these fighters. And
it's not his responsibility to manage their money, Fred. And
no,
you gotta put the full story of what his wife said.
No, I'm talking about the fight. I'm not talking about the fights. I'm talking about making the fights.
Okay, but I'm saying put the full story of what his wife said, bro.
No,
he gave you the full story.
His activities.
Okay. Well, the point of the matter is Al Haymon is responsible for making these fights. And I want to play this, if you don't mind, I want to play it one more time before we get out of here and shit. But I want to play the audio, so because the crowd done double. We got close to 400 people in here. So let me play this. And I appreciate you guys coming through. I genuinely appreciate you guys coming through tonight. I know you guys have plenty of options. I want to say thank you.
Cool. Just came back from Disneyland a year ago for my kid's birthday. You know what? Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah. What are you talking about? He just said, I guess Crawford don't really understand what's going on. And he asked a question, and I guess he don't really trust his attorney, so he want to talk to Al personally. And ask questions about what's going on and this and that. So I don't know, but he said he should be getting it wrapped up shortly. So yeah, I know, man. I'll be getting killed on media. Yeah. Everybody talking about I wouldn't go. I'm like, I ain't got time for it. Like, I know what's going on. I mean, I'm thinking hopefully we can do it in January. I mean, that's the only fight out there for me, so. Yeah, I'm not fighting terms. So. So that's out the window. Yeah. I already told her that. I said, nah, that's fast me. I'm not fighting him. There's not, if I don't want. I mean, that's the most money. That's the legacy fight. You know, that's it right there. That really decides who's the best in boxing. Me or him. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you talking about parents? Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I just say he just think he got a lot more he got a lot more questions with him than he did with Bob. Yeah. He said he asked me, like you asked him, Bob all these, all these questions. Yeah. I mean, everybody expert on social media.
Yeah, everybody's an expert on social media. You're right.
Everybody got all the answers.
Everybody got all that. You're right.
Oh, nah. I just want to get it done, signed, and so everybody get off my back. I got the shit to get off my chest too, so. Yeah, he got a lot of people like Bo Mac and other people in his ears, so.
Nice.
But I mean, he don't have no. Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's
not much to
all right, that's the end of. Y'all want to give y'all closing remarks with that? We'll start with Michael Fuller. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, so I guess what I was going to say is man, I forgot what I was going to say. I was looking at the Lakers lose this game, but just to the it's important that we figure out whether we just want to make money or make a difference. And I think if you want to make money, just want to make money, then there's going to be a lot of things to answer when this is all said and done, because none of us are going to live forever. We all passing through here. So when it's all said and done, it's going to be, what did you do to make a difference in the world, to make the world a better place? If you live to make a difference, you'll always be able to make money. Money should never be the main reason why we do things in life. We talk about the different things that you hear people talking about, the boxing situation with Al Haymon or whatever endeavor that you talk about in regards to making money. It should never be just for the sake of having money or having power or influence. It should always be to make a difference and make the world that we live in a better place than it would have been if we weren't here. And I think that's really what makes life meaningful. And that's really what's going to actually count when it's all said and done, because you can't take it with you. The Egyptians tried to do that and they just got their tombs robbed. So that's not going to work. What all comes down to is who did you affect? What good did you do through having a certain amount of respect and empathy for other human beings to make the world a better place? And I think we make that the primary focus, then the money will come. Money's not an object. That's what I got. And to all the folks, I'm not going to be a regular, man, in regards to, I'm going to definitely cut my visits down, but I at least want to talk to the dudes that have maintained a certain amount of respect, kept things not personal, but talked about subjects logically, because to those dudes, I owe an explanation to. But again, I don't do well with all the personal stuff, because I would never approach a man like that myself. You know, I would never call another man, you know, that I've never talked to before, like this DJ dude did when he called me an effing coward. I don't think I've ever said more than 2 words to the guy before that particular night. Spoke directly to him. So I don't know him from a can of beans, but, you know, came at me like that, you know. So the bottom line is, you know, got a bunch of, you know, little initials, titles behind my name, but I'm still a man. Okay. And so I didn't appreciate what he did, and I want to stay in character at all times, especially in the public eye, because I represent more than just myself, and I don't want to be a participant in something that promotes the disrespect of Black people towards one another, or any other people, any people towards one another. I don't want to be involved with that. So it's got to be a certain level of respect, and so that'll be my boundary for coming on in the future. If I see some individuals are typically involved in that type of exchange, I probably won't come on. Otherwise, you may see me here now and then. Oh, last thing. I'm going off to do some, I'm going off to take advantage of an opportunity that I was just given. There's two sites like this that do nuclear research in the entire world. And I've been invited out to participate in one of the teams that are going to be over the safety and regulatory affairs issues with one of the nuclear sites. And there's only 2 in the world that does this type of research. So that's the type of public eye that I'm in, and I have to represent not only myself but that particular entity in the same way. I can't be on here, you know, cussing people out or, you know, getting all up. You know, I can't be doing that, because that hampers me going in and doing certain things that represent not only myself but Black people and minorities as a whole, to know that we can function in these environments and make a difference. So I come on to have fun, share a little information, knowledge, learn some things from folks, but I'm not going to be back and forth with all that ignorant stuff, because the bottom line is I'm an intellectual, but I'm also a man that came off. I didn't grow up like Elle talked about. I'm like most Black folks, grew up in poverty, right?
We ain't about to go backwards, man.
So what I'm saying is it's still a part of me that, you know, that will respond in kind and press to that position. And I don't want to put myself in that position.
Well,
so that's why I'm putting that limit on myself. That's it. If it's logical folks on here that don't get emotional, not a bunch of effeminate males that run off their emotions, but men that can talk about logic and dialogue properly with a certain amount of respect, then I'll be on. If not, then you won't see me here. All right, later.
Appreciate you, bro. Go ahead, Kane. Kane, you working, man? Get out there. Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming through again and again and again.
Man, yeah, it's just when I start my conversation on YouTube, just come through and support me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try it, man. I don't feel comfortable in front of the camera. Actually, this was a test in the beginning.
Well, welcome.
To see if I can get on here and just start talking a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Mike ain't starting no confessions of a barbershop right now, man. Come on.
It really was, though. It was really a test.
I respect it, man.
You know, but yeah, man. What I was gonna say, yeah, he's right. You know, like it shouldn't all be just about the money. You know what I'm saying? Because we should be trying to pull each other up. So I mean, I understand some of the points you guys are making. Like with the whole Malcolm X thing, Fred. The way you laid out the facts with that, you had evidence and all this type of stuff, all this research you did, you pulled all these case files. You convinced me.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, really? So that's what they're doing over there? Okay. I mean, I believed you. You understand what I'm saying? I hadn't done any research on my own, but you convinced me that they did. They probably killed this guy. You know,
Right.
so but you have not convinced me that this guy is
It's okay. Next year this time he's gonna have 30 less fighters, man. And
but
hey, he's still in it. He's still here, Fred. Where he at, Fred? They wanted to leave.
when it comes tumbling down, or when you come in with all the evidence like you did with Malcolm, with that whole Malcolm X story, hey, I'll be the first one to tell you, hey man, hey, I was wrong. You know, you got the evidence now, and you must have knew more than you were sharing with everybody. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how I feel about that. And the other thing, you know, to me, from what I hear you guys saying, they all the same, and you have said it before. I just don't understand why you keep, you know, pushing it towards this one person, because all the promoters, they all do business the same way, and if we don't like one, we shouldn't like the rest of them either. You know what I'm saying? But
he's already talked about the other ones already. That's why he's talked about the other ones for 20 years. So I mean, it's only time. It's only right that he get this. That he get that.
Well,
work.
that's the point I'm about to make. These are my closing remarks, Cal. I'm about to get off. All right.
And stop selling them limits too, man.
Oh, you cool with that? Can I finish so you gonna make me lose my train of thought?
Yeah, please.
But I mean, if we don't like one, we shouldn't like them all. But we understand that this is the business side of boxing. That's how things have been done for decades, you know, or generations. So why we make a fuss about it in the first place? You know, I just say stop pushing it, because they all do the same thing, and they all lose fighters, and they all have fighters that complain. So that's all I'm saying. But peace.
Appreciate you. And before you start your show, man, get you a new mic, dog, or something, because that shit sounds like the wind is blowing. Huh?
It's just a phone. I'm on my iPhone.
Oh, damn, man, you need a Z phone.
Maybe I need to upgrade from this 10.
Yeah, you need to upgrade or
my daughter
something.
keeps trying to get me to get.
Yeah, facts. Because you got that iPhone 3, man. That shit.
He better got a camera on that phone.
Yeah, motherfucker. Should have got a dial up.
Crazy.
I was like, use a rotary phone.
Somebody sold him hey Fred, somebody sold him a limit for a phone.
That's what you get. It's business. It's just business. He ain't complaining.
Right.
This nigga Russell Crip walking into the arena, man, bobbing his head, man. What type of person is this, man? Kane, you there, man? Kane
stacking shoes up right now, man.
I'll just kick him out. No big deal. Go ahead, Al. What you got, man?
And another good show as always, man. You know, some days it's slower than others. You know, as far as making progress with people, man. And we see ain't gonna be a tough cookie to crack, man. But he gonna come along one of these days, man. And you know, to bring more clarity on this, man, with Al Haymon, like the brother mentioned, you know, yeah, they all the same, and I've been saying it for years. But the difference with this, man, we highly disappointed in Al, because he was appointed in the Black community, like, you know, the man who was gonna fix it for Blacks, man. You know, as far as in the boxing game, so people held him to a higher standard, man. And he rolled with it, and everybody that was close to him rolled with it. And you know, even though he never made himself public, he knew people was talking about him like the Black Godfather. He knew that. You know what I mean? And he rolled with it. And you know, now that all the facts is coming out, you know, he's still quiet. You know, and people just utterly disgusted, man, and disappointed. That's all. You know, shit. Everybody is due their accountability, you know, and we just hold him to a higher, you know, because he was held to a higher standard, he's held to higher accountability. To whom much is given, much is expected. So, you know, it's what goes around comes around, everything cycles back, you know, and when you do bad business, however you do it, whether the constituents of your business agree to it or not, the shit gonna come back. What you put in is what you're gonna get out. And we seeing that right now. You know, hopefully the brother can, you know, use his business savvy and all of his expertise that he's learned over the years of being a great businessman, because I do believe that he's a great businessman. But right now he upside down in as it pertains to this business deal. PBC is upside down. You know, hopefully the brother can pull himself out of it, you know, or he can find some more, you know, another funder or more funders or more investors, whatever. But right now, he on the hot seat right now.
No, it ain't no seat burning.
Yeah, but he deserved he's deserving of everything, all the criticism that he's getting right now. He deserving of it. He know it, you know. So, you know, keep pressing forward with what you're doing, Fred. You know, even though, like I always say, we don't agree upon everything, but for the things we do agree upon, I'm gonna support it. And this is something that I see you, you know, grow at, you know, and shit. I like the Fred I see today, man. You know, salute to you, man. You know, I'm proud of you, man.
Thanks, Dad.
Oh man.
Hey, by the way, those shadows when you first came on, when you did this, I thought it was someone behind you about to choke you.
Oh, yeah.
I swear to God.
Yeah, I keep this motherfucking shield tight. Ain't nobody coming up here, man. They coming here, they breaking shit down, man. But I appreciate you, Fred, man. Shit, I'll be back on tomorrow, man. And shit. Y'all brothers have a good night, man. Do your thing, Cal, man. And don't be so butthurt over the Lakers, man. Hey. I'm disgusted with him, man. Purely disgusted with him, dude.
I mean, dude. Ain't nobody gonna take these niggas off our heads. Ain't nobody taking none of these niggas off our heads, bro.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. People want to blame Russell Westbrook, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a Russell Westbrook fan, man. He's still probably my favorite.
I love him. He's from LA. I love the man.
The nigga can still hoop. Watch this though. He's still a star. But watch this though. He is a problem in LA though. That's the reality of it. He's a problem in LA. You know why? Because his character don't mesh with LeBron James. Even though they're two totally contrasting figures, like as far as, you know, LeBron is passive, Russell is aggressive, and assertive, you would think that mesh. But really, LeBron is like passive aggressive. He really calling shots,
right?
But he not gonna do it in your face. But you gonna know that he pushing buttons because you gonna see the effect. You gonna see the change right before your eye, and you gonna know where it came. That right there gonna disrupt all continuity right there. It's gonna disrupt everything.
Fact.
And that's what he experiencing right now. You throw that nigga over there to the Mavericks going to the playoffs. He that good. Russ is that good. He's still a star in the league right now. But he ain't. The Lakers is through. The Lakers are through though.
Nigga, we couldn't hit water if we fell out of a fucking boat.
Man, them niggas. And it's over. I'm a Warriors fan this year, nigga. I gotta go with who winning. Hey, but y'all brothers have a good night, man. I love y'all, man. Appreciate it, Fred.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, indeed.
It's all love.
Yes, indeed, brother.
All right, it's all love.
Fred Jerome.
What's up, man?
Man, that boy out of his fucking mind, man. If he think that, I mean, I'm trying to figure out where is the logic in what he was saying today, man. He couldn't give us nothing. I asked him what the Ali app was. He couldn't tell me.
No, hey, what's wrong with your phone?
What you mean? What it sound like?
Say it again.
No, I was talking about how
your audio was bad.
Is it bad right now?
It's terrible. I'm gonna bring you back in. Yeah, you go ahead.
Right now.
I'm gonna come back. Come right back in. So you can give your closing remark. And but yeah, man, I'm sorry. I'm texting and shit doing this at the same time. But as I told you, man, when I woke up and whatever that JoJo Diaz, Gary Russell fight, that was the moment. So when people say, "Oh, you was a big Al Haymon supporter," I was a blind faith Al Haymon supporter because, like many of y'all, you just want to win at something. You know what I mean? And Al represented that for me. And then I have strong ties to Sam Watson. So I want Sam Watson to be successful. I want Brandon Watson to be successful. I want Courtney Watson to be successful. Marcus Watson to be successful. You know, so you ignore all the shit that's supposed to ding, ding, ding. You know, like if you, what's up, Birdman? If I knew the PBC fighters in the beginning, I mean, not fighters, the salaries in the beginning, and did some comparative analysis, I would have told you that Al Haymon's going to crash and burn because you can't sustain that. You know, I can't pay 15 handyman $150,000 a year. I can't sustain that. I mean, that's far-fetched, but you get my point. I literally can't sustain it. I'll go broke. I'll be homeless. So, and that's where PBC fighters are. He had to over leverage himself because what he wanted to do was control the entire sport of boxing, and he failed at it because he didn't understand that Bob Arum has a stronghold on what he created, and his infrastructure is 50 at that time was 50 years old, 1965 to 2015, literally 50 years old, and it was just impossible to uproot him, you know. And it's painful to see that these fighters are going to have to make some career changing moves, and I want them to win though. Like I really want them to win. Like I celebrated when Adrian Broner signed his contract, and I've never called Team Bomac ever in my life, a Team Bomac. So now you know who the fuck I called. But but anyways, I've never called Team Crawford in my life because I know they have a great disdain for me. I know they don't like me at all because they know I as it pertains to them, I bleed Texas, right? And I believe Earl Spence will stop Terrence Crawford or have him limping to the finish line. Since you guys already know, I called Bomac 3 weeks ago. He didn't pick up the phone. I called him 3 weeks ago, and we've been in touch vaguely ever since. And I told him what I know, knowing that Terrence Crawford, Bomac, Bernie, they all hate Frederick Hawthorne. But I can't hide the truth from them when I know it. You understand? It's like if I knew something about any one of y'all, I can't live with that and then watch you suffer. Now I'm hurt. You understand what I'm saying? Now I'm implicated in the crime. So I gave up all the information that I knew to Team Crawford. And I said, here's what I know. Here's what I absolutely know. I didn't give them no hypothesis, no educated guesses. I told them exactly what I know because half of PBC is fucking calling me. I'm just every day. I spend more time on the phone with them than I do my tenants now because of what's happening now. And but that's just the reality of this, man. I've never had a conversation with Terrence Crawford. I know he's hated me or want to whoop my ass the past 4 years, but I can't go to my grave knowing what I know what's going on. And his 5 beautiful kids and his daughter, who's going to be a world-renowned athlete at some point in her life that we've seen, that's gone viral and viral and viral, and his beautiful wife. Like he's created 4 or 5 kids with one woman. Like, I got to honor that. I got to honor the fact that Terrence Crawford is a man, a father. I don't know if he believes in God. I don't know, but he's an honorable man to his family and his circle, and I had to honor that. And that's just the truth. And I would do it for all of y'all. No lie. If I saw you was about to fall off a cliff, I'm gonna tell you no. 7:30, that bomb is gonna go off at 7:30. And that's where I'm at. So oh man, so Kyle, go ahead, man. Kyle, unmute yourself. Man, Kyle.
Hey, no, my bad. I'm in the store and shit.
Yeah, anybody? I need a new co-host, man. God damn, man, what's up?
hey, listen, man. I'm doing triple duty and shit, man.
You
Give me a
too.
goddamn break.
You too. Did you see me put a bonnet on at the beginning of the show?
Man, listen.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Nah, man, but listen. The shit that we know, we can't really say it all out in the public until something else happens. People don't understand that. And we can't just tell you exactly what we know because we you know what I'm saying? Not we signed contract, but we basically handshake deals saying that we won't say nothing. So you just can't say certain shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the facts of the matter. But like I said, PBC could have made it happen. I think Terrence Crawford could have made it happen. Everybody got fault in this, in my opinion.
Yeah, everyone got fault. Nah, someone has fault, but the ultimate fault is Al Haymon because he's playing. Let me finish. Okay, I got to finish this text.
Go ahead. No, you was in the middle of a great point. Hold on. Go ahead. That text gotta wait, man. You making a
Yeah. Okay. The text. No, I was saying that the one man we gotta hold the most accountable is Al Haymon, because think about this for real. For real. And I'm saying this as candid and as honest as I've ever been, as I always am on this show. Earl Spence has no reason not to trust Al Haymon. No reason. But now that he's dealing with someone outside of their bubble, now Earl Spence probably got to go back and say, hold up. What happened with the Mikey Garcia fight? What happened with the Sean Porter fight? Why did this happen? Why did that? And it starts to make sense because now you can see Deontay Wilder cathartically going through shit like this now. Like his wheels are like he's putting the pieces to the puzzle. If Deontay Wilder is a 300-piece puzzle, he's probably at piece 285 right now. And he's withholding names and stuff like that because he don't want to implicate maybe other people. You know, people that he absolutely loves, fighters that he loves. You understand what I'm saying? Man, phone going off like a motherfucker. So that's the point that I'm saying. So I just genuinely want these fighters doing. I don't give a fuck about Bob, Eddie, Oscar, Al in comparison to these fighters. It's just simply that. You understand what I'm saying? It's just simply that. If I have enough guts to call Terrence Crawford and Bomac and they hate my fucking guts, I have enough courage to tell you the truth. That's it. And that's the way it should be, man. And now everybody that's been holding Terrence Crawford accountable needs to change their tune and keep that pressure on Al Haymon. Because it's blatantly obvious Earl Spence wants this fight. It's blatantly obvious. And he has no reason not to trust Al Haymon because of he's been with them since day one. I was at Earl Spence's first professional fight. Him, Marcus Brown, Jamel Herring, I think it was, and it was one more. It was in LA. It was outside of LA at a casino. I was there. You know? So and that's the truth. Was it Gary Russell? No, I don't know. Maybe it was Gary Russell, Jamel Herring, Marcus Brown, and Earl Spence. I think it was those. So yeah. Go ahead, Kyle.
No, I'm with you, bro. And you know, I think you like me personally. I started seeing this shit like way earlier, but you went public, right? When that whole when the Juneteenth card, when that shit came out, and then the only black fighter on that card was Jamal Charlo.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you had said, all right, fuck it.
I had enough evidence. Yeah. I had enough evidence to give to the people.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I had enough evidence to give. But that Gary Russell weekend, I'm sitting there like, what the flying fuck is this?
Yeah.
Nigga, I spent all this money. I should be in Toronto on Bay Street. Motherfucker, I used to own property in Toronto. Nigga, I know Toronto very well. Toronto in May, man, I need to be there. You know what I mean? Shit, I'm fucking in the depths of the DMV. I'm sorry, but it ain't no comparison between downtown Toronto and fucking the DMV. It's no comparison, you know? And it's a nonstop flight to YYZ, whatever airport that is, TYZ, YYZZY, whatever it is, YZZ. I done been there a lot of times, you know? So, you know, it's go ahead.
Because publicly, I was saying all the shit. You were still gathering information to come out with it. I had already got off that train already.
I bet.
Because remember, I was like, oh man, fuck that. And then the last straw for me and you was that Juneteenth card.
Yeah, it was. Because I was with DB at the Juneteenth event at Leimert Park. Yep, I was with him, and we didn't even watch the Jamal Charlo fight. We was watching we was uploading the final scores of Milwaukee and New Jersey when that was the same day, as I tell you guys, Durant stepped on the line, and that was it. But keep in mind, I'm talking shit about Bob Arum and still going to his fights and interviewing him. Think about that shit. I'm talking shit about Eddie Hearn and going to interview him without a credential. Think about that shit. Think about that.
Yep.
So we got to put this in perspective, man. Put this in complete perspective, man.
And it's the thing. Once y'all sit down with these fighters and have conversations with them and see how shit is going, your mind changes, bro. Your mind will change instantly. Instantly changes, bro. Because Doran Price still ain't got no goddamn fight. How the fuck is that even possible? When he beat the man that y'all was trying to put on this fucking pedestal. So, you know.
Yeah, so I totally appreciate y'all coming through, man. It was another great show. We've had a great 2 weeks.
I didn't win the debate, but the people said I won, so I won.
Oh, by the way, Kyle, you owe me $100. For what? Oh yeah, because the under 400,000 pay-per-view buys. You owe me $100. Wilder, you owe me $100.
What was it?
Wilder's pay-per-view buys.
What did I say it was gonna do?
Over 400.
What did it do?
Under 400.
No, I said how much did it do though?
Dan Raphael says 75,000.
I don't believe that fat motherfucker. Come on, man.
Well, it's not 400.
No, but I don't believe that fat motherfucker.
Okay. 125.
Come on, man.
Okay, 125.
Nah, nigga, you tripping.
So what was
that, nigga. We need a more reliable source, man. I don't believe LW got to tell me what the number.
Man, it's not a 325 pay-per-view difference because that's illegal. It's illegal. You got to be within 10 or 20% of the real number when you report it because it affects the stock prices. You can't lie on a publicly traded companies. You guys got to trade stock. You would know that. I was.
Hey, Fred.
Mm-hmm.
Another great show, man.
Yeah, another great show.
Huh? No.
It's a given, you gotta give it, be a blessing. This my personal statement, run the game like I'm aces.
Yeah, man. Yeah, pay up, Kyle. Yeah, pay up, Kyle. Nigga want a 325,000 pay-per-view buffer. Nah. Don't have me pull your audio, man.
Hey, I need some real numbers, man.
Kyle, did you win the debate? We never do real numbers, man. Get the hell out of here.
Listen, I don't trust Dan Raphael. You ain't never
Dan Raphael is probably as close as you're gonna get to the real numbers. Keep it a buck. I mean, you know what I mean? Because you know he can count to high numbers. That nigga calorie intake is 12,000 calories a day.
I got you next Friday, nigga. I got you. Fuck you.
Give me my money. I would have paid you.
No, I'm gonna pay your ass, man. I just gotta get paid.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna pay you. Fuck you.
Hey, I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. Love y'all, man.